What's up, guys? Okay, so in yesterday's video, or 2 days ago, I said that I brought up pro wrestling and how I was going to start covering it more. Um, I have watched pro wrestling since I was a very, very little kid. It was always my first love when it came to sports. If you want to call it a sport, I don't really care. Um, Soccer's kind of replaced it, but it's still there. And I've recently fallen back in with the creation of AEW, and then going back to the WWE Network and watching old stuff, and like falling in love with that kind of stuff. I just find it cool, and I'm gonna kind of make an explainer video of how I fell in love and why I still love it. This is not gonna convince you if you don't like it, and this isn't going to sway you if you're on the fence. But I've heard a lot of people call wrestling their guilty pleasure. That's wrong. There's nothing wrong with liking wrestling. And I've heard it all before. It's fake. So is Game of Thrones. So is Breaking Bad. So is every movie you've ever watched. It's predetermined. It's not fake. They're not really hitting each other. No, but falling off a ladder is still falling off a ladder. Falling through a breakaway table is still a breakaway table. When you take a seat and you stop thinking about it. And I'm not going to say turn your brain off entertainment, because that's what Transformers movies are, and it's very different. Wrestling, when it's done right, makes you forget that it's predetermined, and you can appreciate the art form. And if you can't, cool, that's fine. I have plenty of videos on this channel that aren't about wrestling. Excuse me. So if that's not your thing, then that's awesome. You know, I have other content, and there's other content out there for you. But if you are a fan, you know what I'm talking about. And when I was a kid, growing up, I think my biggest inspirations were like Shawn Michaels, like Jeff Hardy, other big ones. I always thought Sting was really cool. Always thought Stone Cold was really cool. I always appreciated Chris Jericho. And as I've gotten older, I've learned to appreciate, the bad guy side of it more. Because it takes effort to be a bad guy. It's easy to come out there and, oh shucks, I'm so happy to be here. What a wonderful city. You guys are all so wonderful people. It takes effort to get legitimate heat in the business. Heat is known as hatred or dislike from the fans just by speaking. It's an art form. And some of the greatest bad guys of all time, like Ric Flair, were amazing at drawing heat for like silly reasons, but they could draw it like crazy. And I was never big on Hulk Hogan. I think I disliked Hulk Hogan from a very young age, just because of everyone is flamboyant in wrestling. He just seemed like this big fake. And I was once at a WWE show where I witnessed this. Basically, him trying to sell his autograph to a group of children. And I don't really care if anyone wants to dispute that. I know what I saw. I know what I heard. And then you have a couple years ago the stuff that came out that he said about his daughter's boyfriend, who is African American. And sorry to say these words, the Hulk Hogan sex tape. Ow, my mouth. I have to scrub that out for about 3 weeks now. But I always appreciated the technical aspects of wrestling, the art form, as it will, with the flips and the actual, the Kurt Angles, who was one of my favorite, who actually could tell a story with just mat performance and has a legitimate background. But when it's done right, it's a narrative, it's a movie, it's a story, and it's a fight. And these days it's gone towards people with legitimate backgrounds to make you feel as real as possible. With like Shinsuke Nakamura, who has a martial arts background. Aleister Black, who has martial arts background, Finn Balor, who does martial arts kicks, and everyone does the super kick now, which is still always one of my favorite moves of all time, just because it looks so freaking cool and you can hit it from anywhere. A good wrestling move is where you can hit it from absolutely anywhere. I could rant for hours, days, weeks, months, years, eternities, about my love for wrestling. I will never stop loving it. Sometimes it comes in waves, but now I think that I want to branch out and show the community my love for wrestling and find like-minded people who like it, and let's use this as a platform to talk about it, because pro wrestling in 2019 is better off than it's been in a lot of years, in a lot of recent years, and we have a chance at sparking a new revolution, a new wrestling the way that we want it, and that's amazing. If you've been a wrestling fan for a while, you understand the way that it's been recently, and it's not been great, but we have more talented performers than we ever had before, and it's just so great that we finally have that. With the women's revolution, which I'm very harsh on because it deserves to be harsh, a company that was having bra and panty matches and bikini on a pole matches and mud matches 10 years later trying to claim women's revolution is a little bit insulting. You need to be held to a standard of your past as well, because you weren't exactly a beacon of hope for women's wrestling ever. But I plan on making explainer videos slash not documentary, but like documenting events, matches, my favorite moves, my favorite superstars of today, favorite superstars ever. So just know, if you're a wrestling fan, you are going to get plenty of content related to pro wrestling, past, future, present, whatever. If you're not a wrestling fan, I'm sorry, but I will still have soccer content, movie content, other stuff coming out. We're still going to be doing at least 6 to 7 uploads a week, so there will be content for anyone and everyone, I promise. This channel is for everyone. With that being said, if you guys are excited about this new content coming out, hit like. If you really, really want to see more wrestling content, subscribe. If you really believe in this channel and you like this channel, share it with friends who also think would enjoy this channel. We're trying to grow this channel to be a movement. And with all that being said, and a very long-winded goodbye, I will see you all very soon. Peace.